Alright, guys. I'm live. Obviously. Did it without warning this time. I know nobody's here yet, but I actually plan on keeping this live video. I've done a couple of live videos that I deleted almost immediately after. One was because I let my language run a little bit loose. And the other was because I couldn't stop yelling at my damn dogs. Let's start off with a little housekeeping. I'm smoking plum cake, which is an absolutely fabulous blend. Out of my least favorite, Randy Wiley. Because, well, I smoke everything through my Randy Wiley. And where plum cake is, yes, a fabulous blend. It's also an aromatic. And my other pipes have dedications to them already. With the exception of, obviously, my meerschaum, my corn cob, and I got another pot that I'm a little bit more liberal with, my smaller caliber of pipes. I've dedicated my Mr. Brogg pipe to Virginia's. And I don't know if you saw it on Instagram, it's my fugly pipe. I had it in another video on here too. It's my Cayuga. I think it was an experiment gone wrong, but it still smokes good, and I've made it my competition pipe, and it's devoted completely to Burley's. And my Wessex is English. So, where I've been and what I've been up to. It's had me MIA for a little while. If you've been following me on Instagram, you know I've been turning out pipe tampers. Some of them are really cool. If you want one, hit me up. Been turning those out in what little spare time I've got. The weather up here in Michigan has been abysmally windy. Like we're talking wind, rain, overall craziness. Spring in Michigan, right? So there's been that. Plus that, spring in Michigan, I got a substantial yard to mow. It takes me about 5 hours to mow it. Got it one day, and I have a very sizable garden, which I doubled this year. Don't have quite enough room for all the tobacco I'm growing, but I'm gonna make it fit. By the way, in case any of you are wondering, my tobacco is doing outstanding. Not quite ready to go into the ground yet, but doing quite well. So once I get a little bit more on the get a little bit more set up with that, I'll do another video of it. But right now it's just little tiny plants in little tiny pods. So there's nothing special going on right there. I promise you're not missing anything at this point. A windstorm blew off my roof, a fairly substantial section of it, so I've been dealing with that. Work has been an absolute storm. A lot of inspections going on. The beginning of boating season has definitely put a different kind of crunch on us. But we're trying to get back into the swing of things there. For any of you that care, my reenlistment went through, yay! So, got another substantial amount of time in the Coast Guard on my plate. I hope to make it to retirement. That would be nice. Um, Other than that, I've been ridiculously busy, trying to spend time outside with the kid, trying to work with the garden, which the garden, by the way, is out of control. So I had it in my head, and I don't know why I had it in my head because, well, my property's clay. But I had it in my head that since my garden had been tilled up before, it shouldn't be that hard to break back up, especially with all the fertilizer that I dumped in it. I was wrong. So, by fertilizing the garden and having it all tilled up, I effectively let the weeds overrun it. They came in fast. I've never seen it come that fast before. I've got dandelions the size of hubcaps in my garden, and I wish that was an exaggeration, but it's not. I mean, we got some of the roots on the bottom of these SOBs are the size of dip cans. It's unbelievable. So I'm battling that before I can even start planting anything. I've got tarps laying out there, hopefully going to kill off sections so I can plant sections at least. I've got a raised bed to build for my asparagus, which shouldn't take me long. It'll take me longer to fill it with dirt than it will to actually build it, but there's all that. And so, I've just kind of been doing my thing. Did an order with Mr. Snuff, and if any of you guys are into snuff at all, you know that the shipping from Mr. Snuff is ludicrous because it's coming from England. Because our wonderful and all-powerful federal Food and Drug Administration decided it necessary to pass, was it the PACT Act, which was awesome, sorry. So the Food and Drug Administration and the ATF of specifically cigarettes and smokeless tobacco on the internet. And like pipe, which made the very, 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 very small industry of snuff, yeah, it's unbelievable. From what I can tell, the snuff industry makes the pipe industry look big, and the pipe industry is not big. I mean, we're a tight-knit community, so you see a lot of it, but it's very, very small. And the snuff community is apparently even smaller, but however, it's larger than I thought it was. I start running across people who are all about their snuff. I was kind of surprised when Mr. Tant, the unelected mayor of the YouTube pipe community, was into snuff. And anyways, so put in an order to Mr. Snuff. And I thought, hey, it would be great to get a few people in on this order, have them all pay me. I would order it on my account and we'll split the shipping 3 ways. I didn't even think about the fact that the size of the package goes up, the amount of shipping goes up, so literally we saved like $3. I mean, $3 is $3, but come on. You split shipping 3 ways and it's still $8 a piece. It's pretty out of control. But that's neither here nor there. So I wanted to have a quick talk. I've got a blend that I have created, and if any of you guys would like to try and create it, it's out of all bulk blends that I'm pretty sure pretty daggone cheap in comparison to a lot of things. So what I did was I took Garth and Hogarth's Black Irish Twist X, which is a dark-fired Virginia. and it's a twist, and I cut it up, and I broke it up, and I mixed it with Peter Stokkebye's Norwegian blend, I think is what it's called. It's a mix of bright leaf Virginias, and then I use a bit of Cornell and Deal's cube cut burley in there. So what I did was we'll say the cube cut burley would be 1 part. The Cornell and Deal, or the cube cut burley would be 1 part. The Black Irish Twist X would be 1.5 parts, and the Norwegian blend would be about 2.5 parts. So it's a little bit of an odd ratio, but basically I took Norwegian blend, I made it look like an English blend with the dark-fired Virginias, and then sprinkled a little burley to level it out. Now, I gotta tell you, this blend, it tastes great. It's earthy. It's got the bite that you would expect to get from Virginias, but it's slightly mellowed out by the burley. It's not overly sweet, as taken down by the burley and the dark-fired Virginia. But there is a colossal amount of nicotine in it. And when I say that, it's out of control. I was getting down towards the bottom of 1 bowl of this stuff, and I've never actually had this happen before. I've gotten the nic-ups before. I've gotten a nicotine buzz before, but I've never gotten it to this extent. And when I say this, please keep in mind, I do not inhale pipe smoke. I saw my vision start pulsing from the amount of nicotine that was in this stuff. I was just like, okay, maybe I should keep this one to smaller bowls. But I didn't, because I'm better than that. Mama didn't raise no quitter, right? So who do we have joining me? We're 12 minutes into this video. You're my first visitor. Welcome, I say. So, McBaron's, though. I really like the story behind this stuff, the plum cake. From what I understand, and if I did my reading correctly, the plum cake was an English blend that was put together by the British Royal Navy. Way back in the old tall ship days and whatnot. And what they would do is they would take this blend and they would throw it in a rum cask at the New Year's every year. And they'd keep it down in the hull of the ship for the entire year. So what you wound up with is a rum-flavored English blend, which is where you get the kind of sweetness from it. It's mellowed out. It's got a little bit of the rum flavor in it. And they would smoke it for Christmas. And that was kind of their deal. Which I thought was really, really neat history on the old plum cake. Who knows? I could just be blowing smoke. In any case, I'm going to cut the video off here, and I'm going to go back to trolling YouTube. Y'all have a good one, and I look forward to the next time we get to talk.